Have you ever wondered what a brand like Apple or Nike is really worth? I'm not talking about their latest phone or a pair of sneakers, but the actual name itself. In this explainer, we're going to follow the thread from something as simple as you just recognizing a brand's name all the way to how that name becomes a massive financial asset on a company's books. All right, let's dive in. So let's kick things off with a pretty fundamental question. If customers are so important to a business, how do you actually put a number on that? I mean, it's easy enough to count the money from one sale, right? But how do you measure the value of the entire relationship, not just today, but for years to come? This quote really gets right to the heart of it. The whole idea is to stop thinking of a customer as just a transaction and start seeing them as a financial asset, just like you would a factory or a warehouse or a patent. And when you start thinking that way, it really changes the entire game from just focusing on short-term sales to building long-term value. And that brings us to this key concept, customer equity. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's the grand total of the lifetime value of all a company's customers, both current and future. So this isn't about looking backwards at past sales. It's about looking forward and predicting future profits. And the bottom line is clear. The more customer equity you have, the more valuable your company is. Period. Okay, but a big financial term like customer equity can feel a little abstract, right? So how is it actually built? Well, our sources show that it really stands on three distinct pillars. That's the magic number. These three core drivers all work together side by side to build up the total value of a company's customer base. And if you can understand these three, you can pretty much understand how any brand creates real, sustainable financial value. First up, we have value equity. Think of this as the logical, rational part of your brain making a decision. It's the customer doing a cold, hard calculation. Okay, what am I getting for the money I'm spending? It's all about that objective look at price, quality, and just how easy it is to get and use the product. Next is brand equity, and this is where things start to get really interesting. This has nothing to do with how well the product works. This is all about feelings. It's the subjective, the intangible, the emotional connection a brand has with us. It's the why you pick one brand over another, even when they seem almost identical. And that third pillar, that's relationship equity. This one is all about the strength of that bond between you and the company. We're talking loyalty programs, exclusive perks, feeling like you're part of a community. This is the stuff that makes a customer stick around for the long haul instead of jumping ship to a competitor. So, for the rest of this explainer, we're going to zoom way in on that second pillar, brand equity. Why? Well, because things like price and loyalty programs are super important, but they can be copied by competitors. That truly unique advantage, the one that's almost impossible to replicate, that often comes from the intangible power of the brand itself. This quote just nails it. Brand equity is all the value a brand name adds on top of what the product actually does. It's the reason you might pay more for one pair of jeans than another, even if they do the exact same thing. It's value that exists entirely in our heads. So, where does this intangible value even come from? The sources point to three key ingredients. Brand awareness, which is simply how well known you are, brand positioning, or what you stand for in the customer's mind, and brand ethics, which is how people perceive your company's values. We're going to focus on that first, most fundamental piece of the puzzle, awareness. I mean, it's pretty simple when you think about it. Before a customer can like your brand or trust your brand or buy from your brand, they have to know your brand exists in the first place. Awareness is the absolute foundation. Without it, none of the other stuff can even happen. And the definition is just beautifully simple. It's how well people recognize a product just from its name. It's all about familiarity. Think about it. When you think of a smartphone, a coffee shop, or an electric car, what's the first name that pops into your head? That's brand awareness right there in action. So why is just being known so powerful? This slide breaks it down perfectly. For big decisions, what the sources call high-involvement products, like a car, we do our homework, right? We learn, we develop feelings, and then we buy. But look at the right side. For everyday, low-involvement things like a candy bar or a soda, we just don't have time for all that. It's a simple two-step. We learn about it, and then we do it. We buy it. We just grab what's familiar. In those moments, awareness isn't just a factor, it's pretty much the whole game. So how is this all-important awareness built? Through something the sources called touch points. And a touch point is, well, it's literally every single interaction a customer has with a brand. We're talking everything from seeing an ad on social media to visiting the company website, hearing a friend talk about it, or even the experience you have in the store.
every single one is a chance to build that crucial recognition.
Okay, so let's zoom all the way back out and connect all these dots. We've seen how awareness gets built, piece by piece. Now let's trace that direct line from a simple idea in a customer's head all the way to a company's financial bottom line. And here it is, the whole chain reaction. It all starts with building brand awareness through all those touch points. That awareness helps create good feelings, which in turn strengthens your brand equity. Now, when you combine that powerful brand with strong value equity, a good product at a fair price, and great relationship equity, you grow your total customer equity. And as we said right at the start, that customer equity is what ultimately drives a company's long-term profitability. See, it's a clear and powerful chain. Which really just leaves us with this final thought. We are all bombarded by tens of thousands of brands every single day, all fighting for our attention. So if awareness is the very first critical step to creating any real financial value, then the most important question for any business has to be this. In a world that is this noisy, how do you even get noticed in the first place?